Hello friends, today we are going to be transferring a pattern from the original pattern to a new piece of paper. And there are a bunch of reasons why you would want to do this. One reason would be you want to alter it to fit your measurements, or maybe have a slightly different design but while preserving the original pattern. And the reason why I am doing it today is because I like vintage patterns, and the one we're doing today is, she's an old girl. She's from the 40s, she's 70 years old. She's a little delicate and needs to be handled with a little bit more care. And I want to be able to have a copy of this pattern somewhat so that I can play with the size, because it's one size too big for me. It's a size 16 and I'm usually a size 14. She's just delicate. I want to be able to preserve her, keep her as long as I can, and make as many copies of this outfit that I want, because I really like the design. This old girl is what we are going to be working with today. I have not examined her too thoroughly. I don't know what brand she is. The McCall's and Advance pattern 1716 were not this pattern. Also, the Poshmark store that I got this from is Happy Vintage One. This is the thank you card it came with. They do have patterns that are in a much better condition than the one that I bought. I just really liked the design of the one that I bought, which is what drew me to it rather than the better quality vintage patterns. But they do have more vintage patterns here at Happy Vintage One. And Amber and Ryan, they were really nice. They were really helpful in giving me as many details about the pattern before I bought it as I could. But the first step for me in copying a pattern is, of course, getting new paper to put it on. Our Christmas presents for a lot of people were computer parts. So we have a lot of packing material from getting those computer parts, and we're just going to use some of that packing paper, iron it out, and we're going to use that as our new pattern paper. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm just going to iron on the table. Where would you let me put your math homework? I can put it over there with you.
Oh, yours is fine.
Okay. What's going on now is that I am taking the pieces and very, very carefully unfolding them, and then very, very slowly ironing them. I did bump this down to the synthetics setting on the iron. All the other paper was on the cotton setting, so the highest. Like I said before, we're being delicate. Put everything over to the side so that it stays nice and flat. I would also like to point out that in the spirit of being very delicate with the pattern, I'm drinking my coffee in an entirely different room. Cheers! Okay, so now that all of our paper and pattern paper and whatnot is ironed, we're going to transfer the pattern to the paper. This process, you are going to need a pen or a pencil. I like going over with a permanent marker or just a thick dark marker so I can see the lines better afterwards. Scissors, masking tape if you are going to need to tape all of your pieces of paper together, which I am, and optionally some spare potatoes for pattern weights. And so this is what it looks like with just the pen markings. As you can see, you can't really see it. So now we are going to go over with the Sharpie, and also something that I like to do with, I like to write on the letter associated with this piece and what the actual piece is. So this one is just going to be labeled C back. Ta-da! And now we move on to the other pieces. And the directions were probably the easiest to copy because I just made a photocopy. And now that that is done, all we have to do is carefully fold this back up and put it into its original packaging, which in this case is just a Ziploc bag. Unfortunately, it does look like we did get a tear. Penny Pug jumped up on the chair that this was resting on, and it appears there was some damage done. Be careful of where your dogs are. In this case, we're just going to use some clear tape so we know for a fact that I'm not accidentally covering up any markings with this. The masking tape, it's just so much easier to write on. Like this is, you're not going to be able to write on the Scotch tape. So that's why we use the masking tape for the paper, so we could transfer the lines. Obviously not good as new, but we're here. There we go, sealed away, never to be touched again. Now we should also repeat the packing away into a new Ziploc bag with the new version. I think that I'm gonna keep it out because I bought a tablecloth that's like from the 70s that I think would look super cute in this pattern. So if you would like to see that video, feel free to notate that down below with any other questions, comments, or concerns. New videos should be up on Tuesdays and Fridays, sometimes just one though. So if I were you, I would subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I actually do post. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, it smells weird.